Hello everyone, welcome to the Information Deluge channel. In this video, we're going to take a journey into the deepest and most mysterious parts of the world. We will explore the tunnels dug by humanity towards the core of the Earth and delve into an experimental topic based on assumption. Let's start with the experimental topic. Imagine digging a tunnel from one end of the world to the other and emerging from the other end of the Earth. Now let's imagine jumping into this hole that passes through the Earth. What would await us on this journey? Could we achieve the fastest journey from one end of the Earth to the other by jumping through this hole? Initially, gravity would pull us rapidly towards the center of the Earth. And as we passed through the core and emerged on the other side, gravity would slow us down. However, due to our momentum, we would continue to rise upwards relative to the other pole. And when we reached the other end, we would come to a stop. When we first jump, the gravitational force acting on us decreases as we move deeper. This is because the gravitational force on the surface of the Earth is greater than the gravitational force at the center. This gravitational force becomes zero when we reach the center, because we are pulled equally from all directions. When we reach the center, we would feel weightless, just like an astronaut in space. To be more accurate, the gravitational force is proportional to the mass of the planet. Mars has less gravity than Earth because it is smaller. The Moon has even less gravity than both Earth and Mars. A person weighing 100 kilograms on Earth would weigh 38 kilograms on Mars and 16.5 kilograms on the Moon. As we fall deeper into the Earth, we would be pulled downwards with a lesser force, as if we were thrown from a smaller and denser Earth. Now, what happens to the gravitational force when we reach the other side of the core? To understand this, we can reverse the diagram. If we rotate it by 180 degrees, we would see ourselves jumping from the other side. In this case, we would still experience the force of gravity pulling us downwards. So, when we jump into the hole, our speed would continuously increase in the first half, reaching its peak when we reach the center. However, due to the change in direction, our speed would gradually decrease in the second half. And when we reach the other pole, if there's nothing to stop us, we would start falling back towards where we came from. In other words, we would be constantly moving up and down from the North Pole to the South Pole, and vice versa. Taking into account the gravitational force, mathematical calculations done on the internet suggest that it would take us around 19 minutes to reach the Earth's core from where we first jumped. According to these equations, our estimated descent speed would reach up to 40,000 kilometers per hour, which is 32 times the speed of sound. The total journey would take approximately 38 minutes. In any case, it would be shorter than the 40-hour airplane journeys from the North Pole to the South Pole, assuming there is no air friction, and our imaginary character is not working against us. If there were air in the tunnel, it would slow down our speed. In fact, air friction balances the speed of an average weight and sized person at around 195 kilometers per hour. So, if you jumped from the sky, your maximum speed would be around 195 kilometers per hour. To conduct this thought experiment, there would need to be a vacuum system in the tunnel to remove all the air, and you would need to wear a high-tech spacesuit to protect you from the high temperatures and air pressure at the Earth's core. This suit should provide you with the oxygen you need to breathe. Now, if the sole purpose of humanity were to dig a hole to the Earth's center, how deep could we go with today's modern technology? Let's say we start digging from any point on the Earth's surface. In Turkey, for example, the minimum depth for burying a grave, as specified by the Ministry of Health, is at least 1.5 meters. After digging 1.5 meters, we would encounter the deceased. As we go 3 meters underground, we would encounter some worms known as earthworms, which can burrow deeper into the ground. As we descend further, at 6 meters deep, we would reach the signal detection range of metal detectors used to search for valuable minerals. At 12 meters, we would encounter the deepest hole dug by an animal. There are cities completely underground, such as shelters and underground tombs, where tunnels are found in different countries. When we descend 85 meters below ground, we would encounter the deepest of these cities, the underground city in Cappadocia, Turkey, which houses approximately 20,000 people. At 100 meters deep, we would reach the general depth where governments bury nuclear waste. At 122 meters, we would find the deepest known point reached by a plant root, belonging to a fig tree in South Africa. At 240 meters, we would find the deepest railway tunnel in the world, connecting the Honshu and Hokkaido Islands in Japan. At 287 meters, we would find the deepest highway tunnel in the world, located in Norway. At 305 meters deep, even though you are underground, the explosions of many atomic bombs on the surface could still kill you. You wouldn't be able to hide. If you descend to 392 meters, you would find the deepest hole ever dug by human hands, the 1862 well in the United Kingdom. At 603 meters deep, we encounter something terrifying, the deepest vertical drop inside a cave. If you were unlucky enough to be inside this cave and fall into this vertical pit, it would take you 11 seconds to reach the bottom from the top. The deepest known cave is the Krubera Cave in Georgia, with a depth of 2,097 meters. But the deepest hole you can imagine is much deeper. At 3,132 meters deep in South Africa, we discover a terrifying-looking multicellular creature, a worm. However, humans have managed to go even deeper. Again, in South Africa, at a depth of 4,000 meters, temperatures reach an unbearable level. It takes over an hour to descend from the surface. The average depth of ocean floors is 6,000 meters. At 10,999 meters, we reach the deepest point in the oceans, the Mariana Trench. It's hard to believe, but even at such depths, humans have found plastic waste. At 12,162 meters, we find the depth of the Kola Super Deep Borehole in Russia, a project initiated by the Soviet Union to dig into the Earth's crust. Researchers managed to reach only 1/3 of their goal because the temperature reached up to 180 degrees Celsius, hindering the operation of the drilling machines. Additionally, this hole is only 23 centimeters wide, so it's incredibly narrow. If you were to drop a stone from the surface into the hole, it would take about 50 seconds to reach the bottom. Recently, the Z44 oil well surpassed this depth at 12,376 meters. This is equivalent to stacking 15 Burj Khalifa buildings, the tallest skyscraper, on top of each other. And the Z44 oil well was the deepest hole ever dug by humans. The thickness of the Earth's crust can reach up to 70,000 meters. The center of our planet is 6,171 kilometers deep from the surface. If the surface of the Earth were in Barcelona, Spain, and the center of the Earth were in Auckland, New Zealand, the distance covered by humanity underground would be insignificant. By the way, using mapping tools, you can see where a point you mark on a map corresponds to on the opposite side. Turkey is directly across from the Pacific Ocean. Finally, the drainage holes you see on the screen are constructed to evacuate water dangerously approaching the top of a dam or road. They appear normal under normal circumstances, but when the water level rises, they turn into giant pits on the Earth's surface.